Imagine if you could skip decades of trial and error and just get straight to the wisdom. Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're condensing 35 years of hard won life lessons into the next 5 minutes.
No, really, think about that for a second. What if you could just absorb the core principles that lead to a successful, meaningful life, like right now, without having to spend the next 3.5 decades figuring it all out for yourself? That's the entire goal here.
And that's the tough truth, isn't it? So many of us just kind of wander through life, making the same mistakes over and over, feeling stuck or lost. The lessons we're about to cover, they can change everything, but most people only find them after years and years of frustration. So to make this super simple, we've organized all this wisdom into a really clear framework. We're going to start with a fundamental problem, then we'll walk through 3 powerful pillars for building a better life: your mind, your systems, and how to master life's foundations. And then we'll talk about your very first step.
Okay, so let's start with what is probably the toughest lesson of all, but it's the absolute foundation for everything else. This is all about taking complete, 100% ownership of your life.
Just let that sink in for a minute. No mentor, no lucky break, no person is going to swoop in and build your dreams for you. You are responsible. The moment you stop waiting around for a hero and start acting, your entire life begins to change. So once you've accepted that responsibility, the first real battlefield you've got to conquer is the one right between your ears. And that brings us to our first pillar: it all starts with your mindset. This idea is so simple, but it is absolutely profound. If you believe you're just stuck with the talents you have, you'll never grow. It's a fixed mindset. But if you adopt a growth mindset, the belief that you can improve, your entire world just opens up. The world literally reflects back to you what you believe about yourself. And this quote just nails the power of a growth mindset. So many of us are absolutely terrified of failing. But failure isn't the end. It's just feedback. It's a sign that you're pushing boundaries and you're learning. Successful people don't avoid failure. They learn from it, they adjust, and they keep on moving. Okay, so you've got the right mindset. Now what? You need a bridge between your mind and your actual results. And that bridge is pillar 2, building systems through your daily actions. This is where the magic really happens. Look, we all love the feeling of motivation, right? But it's a terrible strategy for success because it's so fleeting. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, that's the engine. It's doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing the workout over the couch. That's what creates real, lasting change. This is one of the most important things you will ever hear. You can have the biggest, most inspiring goals in the world, but on a tough day, you won't magically rise up to meet them. You'll fall back to whatever your daily habits are. That means if you want a better future, you have to build better habits today. And if you doubt the power of those tiny daily actions, just look at this number. Getting just 1% better each day doesn't feel like much, right? But over a year, the compound effect is just staggering. You become 37 times better. Consistency really is your superpower. All right, so you're rewiring your mind and you're building your systems. This final pillar is all about mastering the external factors, the foundational stuff that supports everything else you're trying to do. These 3 are absolute game changers. First, your social circle. You literally become who you surround yourself with, so choose people who lift you up. Second, your health. It is the platform for everything. If you neglect it, everything else just crumbles. And finally, money. You have to see it not as the end goal, but as a tool to buy you freedom and opportunity. So we have covered a ton of ground: mindset, systems, life foundations. But you know what? Knowledge is totally useless without action. So let's talk about the most important part: what you do next. How many times have you told yourself, oh, I'll start on Monday, or I'll start when things finally calm down? The hard truth is, the perfect time is a myth. It doesn't exist. The only time you have is right now. So don't wait. Start with messy, imperfect action and just figure it out as you go. So as we wrap up this 35-year shortcut, the real work, it begins with you. Don't just let this be some interesting information you heard. I want you to pick one thing, just one, that really resonated with you. Will you reframe a failure? Will you start a tiny new habit? Will you take a hard look at your circle? The life you want is waiting for you to take that first step. So what's it going to be?